down Tottenham 5-0. Their third goal put them in second place behind in the Premier League. Was not what was really impressive is oh, I'm totally just blanked on his name. The guy who scored it, but he's tonight he had 2 goals. He's had 17 goals in 11 games.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I mean
that's
that's
impressive.
a goal and a half a game.
Yeah.
And there's a few more games, like 5 more games, I believe, in the season. So if he can keep that up, I mean, Ronaldo's great. I mean, well, I saw that Ronaldo was
You're
there
talking Suarez, right?
yeah, Suarez, that's who it was. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I mean, Ronaldo opened up his museum dedicated to himself today. But Suarez here is going 17 goals in a season is enough, and he's still got a third of the season left to go. If he can keep that up, I mean, he could see 25 goals in a season, which is very impressive.
Well, you've got stuff that could happen there.
Yeah.
I enjoy. Do you ever get involved in the MLS stuff? Ever watching any of that?
A little bit when I can. I mean, I'd love to go to. We have the Rapids here, and I haven't
Yeah.
made it to a game, but that's my goals for this year. Is I definitely need to go to a game, and they're a good team. They've had a couple, I think, 2 national championships. But
Yeah, I've been to one FC Dallas game down here. And there, the one game I went to was pretty. It was pretty. Actually, I've been to 2, and they were both pretty fun.
yeah, I mean, I mean, and that's one thing about being in Denver is we have pretty much every sport there is. There might only be one team, so you don't have good rivalries like you do in like places where there's multiple teams in the state
Yeah.
at least. But you have. I've been to rugby games here. Where the
I
Raptors.
love rugby. I
They're
love
good. I mean,
rugby.
I went the one time when one of the Scottish teams was over here. It was like the third string Scottish team, and they killed them. But it was good. I mean, my sister goes every month to the roller derby. I won't say which team it is because I always get it wrong, and then she yells at me. Because we have 2 roller derby teams here, and one's the enemy. But I mean, we've got all kinds of different. I mean, Celtic football, which is very interesting to see. I can't even begin to explain it.
Yeah.
We've got the soccer, the football, we've got baseball, we've got like the AAA baseball in the Springs is very popular. The Sky Sox, we've got all kinds of sports here. So I mean, but the same thing. If you're here and you stayed a weekend during football season, you may hear the Avs and Nuggets mentioned. This town is so dedicated to the Broncos. At the same time, they're the fastest fans to go fire someone or get rid of someone if they're not doing well. It's like they're definitely not on the same line as the Cubs fans who will go 100+ years without a championship and still cheer for them.
Yeah.
I mean, if a Denver team went that long without it, well, especially if the Broncos did, if the Broncos went that long, they'd probably burn the stadium down. Or they'd forget it existed and forget to shovel the snow off. But I mean, the quickest to jump off of it. When the Broncos are doing good, the Bronco fans are so on fire. It's amazing. They don't talk about. They forget the Avs exist. They forget the Nuggets exist. Even if the Nuggets and the Avs are doing great, they don't exist till football season ends.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny, but and the Rockies, they have had some good seasons, some bad seasons too, but I've heard people that didn't realize we had a baseball team, and they've been here for 20 years. I mean, it's no joke. The Rockies have been here since '93, and there's people that still don't realize Denver or Colorado has a baseball team.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it explains why, sometimes they don't get noticed, but it's just the way people are here. It's funny because, and yet if the Rockies had won the World Series against the Sox in a few years ago, I can't remember what year that was, but a few years ago when they did that, if they had won that,
'07.
Was it? Okay.
I think
But
it may have been
scary
sooner
that it was
than
that
that.
long
It may have
ago.
been. I believe it was '07.
Yeah. But then they might have that would have gotten them attention. People would have realized there was a team at least. I mean, it's that kind of town where the Broncos can own this town. Although, ironically, I saw a poll last year that 47% of, or when asked if they were a Bronco or a Raiders fan, 47% of people polled said they're a Raiders fan.
There?
In Denver.
Wow.
Go figure. So
that's
it's kind of
weird.
And there's like my sister goes, she's a Packers fan completely, and there's like a dozen Packers bars in the Denver metro area.
Yeah.
There's Bears bars. There's everyone's bars.
I'm sure there's to make Liz Harrison happy. I'm sure that there is also a Steelers bar there somewhere.
I believe there is. I do know that people were cheering for them a little bit when they were playing the Packers because the Steelers kicker, I guess, went to CU or CSU here, so that got some people cheering for the Steelers. But
yeah.
But as we're running out on time, a couple other things I want to touch on is
considering the fact that we were on the air 5 minutes late, we got 10 minutes.
Okay. And do we still need that second break?
No.
Okay, so say we should.
I'm making an executive decision.
Okay. But yeah, there was two big deaths in Hollywood today that I wanted to mention. The one most people would probably
Peter O'Toole.
More likely Peter O'Toole, yes, died at 81, who had 8 nominations for the Oscars, I believe it was.
Never got one.
Yes. I mean, we're talking Lawrence of Arabia, which was his first one, then The Lion Winner, Goodbye Mr. Chips, Ruling Class, Stuntman, Favorite Year, Venus, Beckett. He got nominated for that too. He was an amazing actor. If you never, I mean, you may have seen him in a couple things. Like
I saw him in Troy.
Yes, and a couple things lately,
that
like
movie
Troy,
sucked.
Stardust. He was in, and he's done a couple like narration stuff too. But amazing actor. He's been sick for a while though. Not sure exactly how long he was sick, but he's been pretty sick for a while. So he passed away, and then this one might be harder for a lot of people to know her name, but she was an amazing actress in the 30s and 40s, Joan Fontaine. She was 96. She won at least one Oscar. She was in Rebecca, Suspicion, and a lot of the noir films in the 30s and 40s, including stuff with Fred Astaire. She auditioned for the part of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, but they just went and didn't go with her in that. I mean, she was amazing. She's another amazing actress, nominated several times. I believe she was in Lion with the Winter with O'Toole. I believe they were both in the Winter.
I couldn't tell you. I'm going to be honest.
Or no, sorry, she was in the Broadway version of it. He was in the Hollywood version. Never mind, sorry. But another good actress, if you don't know her on Twitter, HQ of K, she does a lot of classic movie stuff. I'm sure she will have a list of movies for both of them coming out sometime this week. She will, check out these movies. There's both of them very talented actor and actress. And let's face it, Joan Fontaine was very good looking.
Yeah, I've seen one picture. I was like, oh, she's good looking.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's, 96. I mean, she definitely lived her life.
Good life.
And as far as I know, she wasn't really sick before. So I always think of as a good thing that if they weren't sick before, like Peter O'Toole was for a while, they actually get to live their life, not be hospitalized or bedridden for a while.
Yeah. Now, being able to live your life and do your best, I think that's great.
Yeah. Interesting. Some people might know Fontaine's sister, Olivia de Havilland. That's her older sister. I can't remember if they both changed their name, or I know Olivia de Havilland did change her last name. I'm not sure if Fontaine did or not, but yeah, that connects her for more people. But
Her last
Rather-
name was de Havilland. Her
Okay,
last name
so
actually
maybe I had it
was de
backwards.
Havilland.
Maybe I have it backwards. But
But yeah, she's gorgeous.
yeah. I guess in box office news, no real surprise. The Hobbit, Desolation of Smog owned the weekend.
Yeah,
I mean,
I have
that's
to
not
see the
exactly
first
shocking.
one. I haven't seen the first one yet.
I'm looking forward to, and I told the movie American Hustler. That looks really good.
Yeah,
Bradley Cooper, Christian Bale, Rachel McAdams, and
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. The guy who played Hawkeye's in it.
Jeremy Renner.
Yes, and I believe De Niro is in it for a little bit. I mean, I was excited when I first heard about this movie just because of everyone that's in it.
Yeah, and that does look good.
Yeah.
That does look really good.
Oh, here we go. So I just noticed Tom Laughlin, filmmaker, he died today at 82.
Mm-hmm.
He did like westerns in 60s and 70s. Yeah, I just noticed that. I missed that one before.
But it appears that Ray Price is still alive.
There's always
country
someone
music
that
musician.
comes back from the dead.
There are his wife tells the Nashville Tennessean that that our lovable Ray Price is still with us. When it's time, there will be an official statement. His son announced he had died earlier today.
Yeah.
The wife says, not quite.
Not yet.
Not quite. So, there you go, folks. Ray Price, still alive.
And here we go. The other movie I was trying to think of, Grudge Match with De Niro and Stallone.
That looks funny.
Oh, yes. I love the part where in the preview where Stallone's punching the meat. And
he's getting ready to
guy's
punch
like,
the meat.
You don't need to do that. We're here to eat. You don't need to punch everything you see.
Yeah.
It's like such a nice shot at Rocky.
Yes. And the fact that he's willing to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of got to at some point. I mean,
Yeah.
And they poked fun at it with stuff during the Expendables. They had some fun with them.
Yeah. Well, you know you're growing old. But, well, speaking of growing old, this show is growing old. Well, at least the show itself. Well, this episode. There we go.
Yes. Almost out of time.
Trying to do
an correction real quick. American Hustle, it's not Rachel McAdams, it's Amy Adams. Sorry about that. Okay.
It looks like a good film, though.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I heard Christian Bale did his method acting, gained 48 pounds. De Niro didn't recognize him when he met him. Jeremy Renner had to explain who he was, apparently.
Yeah, he does. He does some. He's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I guess he
the
threw his
fact-
back out because he did the hunch the character had and dislocated one of his vertebrae,
Ow.
and so it actually cost him 3 inches of actual height.
Ouch. Well, hopefully they'll fix that.
Yeah, I'm sure he can afford it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, Jonathan,
All right.
say goodnight.
Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week.
Don't forget tomorrow, their finest hour with Alan Bordius. So, same time, same channel. We'll see you next week.
This show is copyright by VLR Media. All opinions of panelists and guests are their own and may not reflect the opinion of VLR Media, the host, or anyone else.